Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We go back to Friday night, the 15th of November, 1957, to the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel for tonight's big encounter between the Mount Carmel Joint High School Red Tornadoes and the Sunbury High School Owls. The starting lineup for the Sunbury High Owls: at left end, number 49, Smith. Left tackle, 26, Stetler. Left guard, 37, Seitz. Center, 20, Shipe. Right guard, 10, Spots. The right tackle, number 23, R. Beaver. Right end, number 35, Mance. Quarterback, number 15, K. Beaver. At left halfback, number 40, White. Right halfback, number 39, Delbaugh. And at fullback, number 38, Walters. And there you see the rest of the Sunbury Owls 1957 squad. The head coach of Sunbury, James Hines. Assistant coaches, Edward Zielinski, Edward Pinkowski, and Carl McIntyre. And now the starting lineup for the Red Tornadoes at Mount Carmel Joint High School. At left end, number 87, Roger Williams. At left tackle, number 67, Dave Revac. At left guard, number 40, Richard Morris. At center, number 48, Robert Wasilewski. The right guard, number 60, Tony Lawrence. Right tackle, 65, Jerry Oslansky. At right end, number 46, Barry Dunkachik. The quarterback, number 36, Jimmy Bierschmidt. Left halfback, number 38, Jimmy Darup. Right halfback, number 45, Fred Hynoski. And at fullback tonight, it will either be number 44, Kay Stibbets, or number 14, Charlie Gelati. And now you see the rest of the Red Tornadoes 1957 squad. The head coach, Mike Terry. Assistant coaches, George Rona and Charlie Carlo. The athletic director, Glenn Menges. The officials for tonight's game: referee, William Hodrick. Umpire, William Kramer. Head linesman, Earl McMillan. And the field judge, Elton Hunsinger. Mount Carmel's Tony Lawrence on the kickoff to the 2-yard line, picked up and returned 15 yards. First and 10, left halfback White gets a yard. Second and 9, number 38 Walters gets 5. Third and 4, Walters picks up 3. And on 4th and 1, White's punt is returned 5 yards by the Red Tornadoes. That brings up a first and 10. Stibbets on the carry picks up 1. Second and 9, Darup gets 13 yards. First and 10, Hynoski hits the center for 4. Second and 6, Darup picks up 4. On 3rd and 2, Darup blasts over the left guard for 11 yards to the 22. First and 10, there's a penalty on the run by Stibbets. Then Darup's halfback option pass is intercepted on the 3-yard line by Ken Beaver. Sunbury first and 10, White is stopped for no gain. On 2nd and 10, White picks up a yard. On 3rd and 9, White is stopped on the 6-yard line. Brings up a 4th and 7, and number 40, Paul White's punt, is returned by Gelati to the 36. Mount Carmel first and 10, Fred Hynoski picks up 4 to the 32. On 2nd and 6, Darup carries to the 26. 3rd and inches, quarterback Bierschmidt gets the first down. First and 10 at the 24, Mount Carmel jumps offside. First and 15 at the 29, Darup picks up 14 to the 14-yard line. And now Darup gets the first down at the 13-yard line. Hynoski now gets the carry and goes into the end zone for the touchdown, following blocks by Darup and Stibbets. Hynoski's run for the PAT is stopped short. Lawrence's kickoff is returned 16 yards by the Owls. First down, White gets 1 yard. Then on 2nd and 9, number 39 Delbaugh picks up 2 to the 46. 3rd and 8, quarterback Ken Beaver goes for 2. 4th and 6, White's punt, and there is no return. On 1st and 10, Darup picks up 4 yards as that brings the first quarter to an end. Mount Carmel 1st and 10 from the 26. Darup goes over the right end. And now we go to further action as Darup hits the right side for 6 yards to the 31. Hynoski now gets 10 yards and a first down at the 21. A penalty on this next play. And we come back, and it's 1st and 15. Darup picks up 6 to the 15-yard line. On 2nd and 9, Hynoski carries to the 5. 1st and goal, Stibbets fumbles, and Beaver recovers for Sunbury at the 1-yard line. Sunbury 1st and 10, Johnny Trione fumbles, and Gelati recovers at the 1 for Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel, Darup goes into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point pass by quarterback Byersmith falls short. Lawrence's kickoff goes out of bounds and is placed on the 40. A fumble is recovered here by Bob Wasilewski of the Red Tornadoes. Byersmith's pass to Darup to the 9, but there's a 15-yard penalty. Hynoski picks up 2 yards. Quarterback Byersmith bootlegs around the right end to the 31. And now Darup picks up 6 yards down to the 25-yard line. Darup goes for another 2 to the 23-yard line. Quarterback Byersmith back to pass is sacked by Eichner for an 11-yard loss. Byersmith's pass to Darup is good to the 9-yard line, but there's a 15-yard penalty. The ball goes back to the 26. Darup on a halfback pass to Hynoski is good to the 10. A gain of 16 yards on the pass play. 1st and 10, Byersmith is sacked on the 20 by Sunbury's O.E. Smith. 2nd and 20, 5-yard offside penalty against Sunbury. On 2nd and 15, halfback pass by Hynoski falls incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 15, and Byersmith's pass to Hynoski is good all the way down to the 2-yard line. On this play, Darup hits the left tackle and into the end zone for the TD. On the extra point try, Byersmith is stopped. The score is 18-0. Lawrence's kickoff to Trione and at the 15 is returned to the 31-yard line. Sunbury 1st and 10 at the 31. Statue of Liberty play by Delbaugh. He drops the ball, picks it up, and runs 69 yards for the touchdown. And there you see the halftime show with the Sunbury Band. Sunbury's Bruce Smith's kickoff goes out of bounds, and Mount Carmel will pick it up on the 40. 1st down, Hynoski carries for 7 to the 47. 2nd and 3, Stibbets picks up 6 yards in the first down. From the Sunbury 47, Stibbets gets to the 44. 2nd and 7, Darup picks up 12 and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 32, Hynoski runs to the 28. 2nd and 6, Darup adds 1. Then on 3rd and 5, Darup takes it to the 13, a gain of 14 yards on the play. 1st and 10, Darup takes it down to the 9-yard line. On 2nd and 6, Gelati gets to the 6. 3rd and 3, Stibbets picks up 2 to the 2. At 1st and goal, Gelati gets the touchdown and it's to the 1-yard line. 2nd down, Stibbets now goes into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point, Darup plunge is stopped and it's 24-6. Lawrence's kickoff is taken by Eister and returned to the 23. Sunbury 1st and 10, Trione gets 1. 2nd and 9, White gets to the 27. Then on 3rd and 6, Treon fumbles and it's recovered by Barry Donkochik at the Owls 30. 1st and 10 Mount Carmel, Jimmy Byersmith on a heaven ball play goes 14 yards to the 16-yard line. On 1st and 10, Stibbets is held for no gain. 2nd and 10, Hynoski is thrown for a yard loss. Then on 3rd and 11, quarterback Byersmith's pass is complete to Hynoski for 12 yards, a first down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Hynoski is stopped for no gain. On 2nd and goal, Gelati breaks into the end zone off the left side. Touchdown. The PAT pass, Byersmith and Garrett, falls incomplete, and it's 30-6. Lawrence's kickoff is returned to the 45-yard line. Sunbury 1st and 10, quarterback Reichley, no gain on a keeper. On 2nd and 10, right halfback Eichner is stopped for no gain. 3rd and 10, Reichley's pass is intercepted by Dick Morris, who hands off to Gelati, who gets it to the 30. Mount Carmel 1st and 10, number 12, Steve Bolick, is thrown for a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15, Gelati gets 6 yards. Then on 3rd and 9, Mount Carmel gets 5 as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. The 4th quarter film was missing from our archives, so we'll give you a synopsis of it. The 4th quarter got underway when Byersmith chucked to Garrett for 9 yards, the first down at the 15. Garrett slashed the left flank for 8. Gelati was limited to 1, and Byersmith picked up another necessary yard on a quarterback sneak for a first down at the 5. One more lineup, and Garrett was in the south end zone off the left side, 36-6. And at last, the red and white converted on the extra point try. Gelati around right end on a double reverse, 37-6. Mount Carmel subs really began to pour onto the gridiron. Later in the period, after the Tornadoes had to punt following recovery by co-captain Dave Reback of a Sunbury fumble at the Blues 48, White then took the kick by Francis Venepace and raced 75 yards over the north goal, but he was called back and the Owls were penalized 15 yards for flipping, placing the ball at their 30. Sunbury, however, could not be denied its second touchdown. Galen Campbell was away around left end for 20 yards, and then the invaders struck overhead. Reichley to White for 15 yards. Reichley again to Smith. Sunbury now, after being blanked, had 4 first downs in a row. With the leather on the floor, Campbell swept left end for the score in the north end zone. An aerial, Reichley to Smith, was okay for the extra point, 37-13, final score. In the late going, Sunbury again came within striking distance on Smith's interception of a pass by Richie Cowder at Mount Carmel's 40. A 15-yard penalty against High for a personal foul took the Oval to the 25, but the blue and white then lost 10 back to the 35. Campbell made up 4, and a throw Reichley to Smith netted 9 yards to the 22 as the game ended. Final score of this 1957 game, Mount Carmel Joint High School Red Tornadoes 37, Sunbury High School Owls 13. The following individuals volunteered their time and expertise in order to preserve the proud tradition of Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes football history.